Welcome back to Let's Chat, where we unpack the marketing ideas worth stealing and the tactics worth trying. Today, we're taking on one of marketing's oldest habits, the trusty persona. You know, the drill: Emily, 32, urban millennial, cute bio, stock photo, a handful of assumptions. But here's the problem. In 2025, Emily's already 5 steps ahead of you, and your static persona has no idea where she went. Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into why those traditional personas, once so helpful, might now be limiting your marketing efforts, and what cutting-edge strategies are replacing them.
That really hits the nail on the head. I mean, the market today, it's moving so incredibly fast. Traditional personas, the ones built on, static things like age, where someone lives, their job title, they were designed for a much, much slower customer journey.
Right, more predictable.
Exactly. It's sort of like trying to navigate, downtown traffic with a map printed last year. Things change. People aren't these fixed points. They're really fluid.
It's almost funny, isn't it? Thinking one person fits neatly into that Emily 32 box. I mean, in a single day, someone can switch roles, devices, needs. It changes constantly. How does that actually trip marketers up?
Oh, it's a huge disconnect. More than just missed chances.
Yeah.
Think about someone, right? Maybe in the morning, they're on their work computer, researching a business trip.
Okay.
Then maybe over lunch, they're on their tablet, just browsing a competitor's site, casually. And then, later that night, maybe from their phone in bed, they're buying gym clothes.
Completely different context.
Totally. And that persona, probably built from a survey, maybe focus groups, months ago, it captures none of that. It completely misses those really crucial micro moments, those little points where intent is super high.
It seems like marketers are kind of feeling this pain. I saw this quote from Green Book, the research firm. They said relying on these static profiles leads to, and this is pretty blunt, gut-driven, assumption-laden, guess-heavy decisions. Ouch.
Yeah, that's blunt, but probably accurate in a lot of cases.
And the stat that really got me, only 44% of marketers consistently use buyer personas. Well, like maybe more than half have either thrown in the towel or just find them not worth the effort to keep updated.
That 44% figure tells you a lot, doesn't it? If your picture of the customer is frozen from, say, last quarter, you're basically marketing to a ghost. The person now is different. Our Emily 32 isn't one static profile. She acts like 3 different people depending on the time of day, her immediate need, maybe even her mood. And if your messages don't reflect that reality, they're just irrelevant. Or worse, annoying. And you're not just wasting ad spend, you're teaching people to tune you out.
Okay, so that sets up the problem really clearly. If those old demographic personas tell you who someone generally is, what tells you what they're doing right now? This feels like the big shift.
It really is. This is the game changer for how we need to think in 2025. The new building blocks for audiences. It's not demographics. It's behavioral cues.
Okay, like what kind of cues?
Things like repeat visits to your website, how long someone actually spends looking at a specific product page, items they add to a cart, even if they abandon it, the search terms they use, what channels they prefer to interact on. These aren't guesses about who they are. They're direct evidence of what they want now.
And that lets you meet them where they actually are in that moment.
Exactly. Not where you thought they might be 3 months ago based on a survey.
And this isn't just a nice idea, right? There are results. Google found brands acting on these real-time signals see up to a 20% lift in conversions.
Yeah, 20% lift compared to static targeting. That's huge.
Why such a big difference?
It really boils down to relevance and timing. Behavioral signals are dynamic. They're constantly updating. So your message isn't just broadly aimed. It's potentially hyper-relevant to their immediate action or interest. When a message feels genuinely helpful, like, hey, you left this in your cart, or suggests something based on what you just looked at, it cuts through. It feels less like an ad, more like assistance.
Spotify's a great example of this, isn't it? They don't really care about your birth year for campaigns.
Not primarily, no. They build campaigns around listening patterns. What are you actually streaming? They're constantly reclassifying users based on that live behavior. That's how they power things like targeted push notifications or promote playlists right when you're most likely to click.
But we know those personalized playlists, like Discover Weekly, they performed way better, right? Like double the click-through rates?
Over double, yeah, compared to the generic ones. And that directly boosted active users, reduced churn, real business impact.
So the big takeaway there is, your customer's most valuable signal isn't their age or location, it's what they just did.
Precisely. Build your segments based on actions, not assumptions. That's how you stay in sync.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Behavior tells us what someone is doing.
Right.
But what about the why? Or the when? Is there another layer to get an even deeper understanding?
Yes, absolutely. Because sometimes behavior alone doesn't give you the full picture, or crucially, the immediate context. And that's where multi-layer segmentation comes in. It's about layering contextual factors on top of the behavior.
Contextual factors like?
Like time of day, their physical location right now, the specific device they're using, phone versus desktop, even external things like, is it raining where they are? Or things based on their history, what usually triggers a purchase for them. It adds richness.
That sounds, yeah, incredibly powerful. That's showing results too?
Big time. Deloitte actually looked into this in their 2024 report on personalization. They found brands combining real-time behavioral data with that kind of contextual intelligence saw a 16 percentage point lift in conversions.
16 points. That's significant.
It really is, because it gives you this multidimensional view what they did combined with what's happening around them right now. That unlocks much better timing and relevance.
Okay, let's make this concrete. Think about Cinemark. Big movie theater chain, iterable customer. They use this, right?
Yeah, they're a great example. Their goal is obviously to get people into seats, deepen that moviegoer relationship, and think about all the data around a movie title, genre, actors, showtimes, the specific theater. It's super rich. They use Iterable's catalog and collections features to make all that metadata really actionable.
So how does context play in?
Well, okay, behavior alone might show this customer browsed tickets for Action Movie X. That's useful. But now layering context. It's Friday evening, their phone's GPS shows they're near a specific theater, and Action Movie X, maybe in their favorite genre, just premiered there. See how that changes things? Cinemark can send a message that isn't just relevant, like action movies, but situationally timely. Action Movie X is starting soon near you.
Ah, okay. That precision boosts engagement, ticket sales. Makes total sense.
Right. It turns good targeting into great timing.
So behavior tells you what might resonate. Context tells you when and how to deliver it for the biggest impact. Got it. Now let's talk about the pinnacle of this journey. Predictive AI. This feels like the final step, right? Moving from reacting to actually anticipating.
Absolutely. Predictive AI is about making marketing truly anticipatory. But here's the crucial part. It's most powerful when it's tied directly to specific business goals. Like, what do you actually want customers to do next? Is it upgrading, booking a demo, making another purchase? Predictive AI can be trained to find the people most likely to take that exact action.
Not just likely to buy in general, but likely to do the specific thing you need them to do.
Precisely. And that's critical because, general predictions can be vague. There was a Gartner survey. It found 79% of organizations struggle to use personas effectively. Why? Because they often aren't linked to clear goals.
Right, just descriptive, not prescriptive.
Exactly. So shifting from those broad demographic buckets to needs-based groups where what the customer wants overlaps with what the business needs, that creates powerful segments. Predictive AI lets you define the success metric that matters most, and then it finds the audience for that specific goal.
Okay, let's look at Redfin, another Iterable customer. Huge real estate brokerage. Their goal was super clear, wasn't it?
Yeah, reactivate high-potential buyers and sellers who had gone quiet, a very specific high-value goal.
So how did they use predictive AI for that?
They used Iterable's predictive goals feature. It essentially crunched all the past behavioral data to identify which of those inactive users showed patterns suggesting they were most likely to re-engage soon. It wasn't a guess. It was finding the statistical probability based on deep patterns. Then, the outreach was tailored. Inactive buyers got relevant local market updates, new listing maps for their area. Inactive sellers got data about buyer interest nearby, prompts to schedule a chat with an agent. Highly targeted.
And the results were pretty staggering from what I recall.
They really were. A 72% lift in converting inactive sellers back to active status.
72%.
Yeah. And a 9% lift in sellers actually booking meetings with agents, plus a 15% lift in reactivating inactive buyers. These aren't marginal improvements. They're game-changing.
Wow. Okay. That really drives it home.
It just highlights how predictive AI moves you from best guesses to data-backed confidence. But, and this is the key takeaway, it only works if you define success first. You have to tie the predictions to your top business priorities. That's how signals become foresight, and foresight turns into real revenue.
We've climbed the full segmentation ladder from static personas to behavioral signals, layered context, and predictive AI. Today's customer journeys loop, zigzag, and pivot often in real time. Replace Emily, 32, urban millennial, with living, breathing audience models, and you'll match your customer's pace every step of the way. To put these ideas into action, check out Iterable's Behavioral Triggers Cheat Sheet, a practical guide for spotting and responding to the moments that matter most. Next episode on Let's Chat, we'll tackle why your welcome series isn't working and what to do about it. See you then, same time, same chat.